Hello everyone. So I figured I would come on. I saw some amazing videos yesterday. First I watched the video from Angel Goddess that she did on More Than a Game, and I was like, I have to put in my 2 cents here, and I figured I could do that while streaming, or it would be the easiest way since I stream every day. Plus that one was huge. I followed her video to some of the others that she mentioned and had watched, and then and even watched the initial one that started all of this. And I will put some links in the comments, or in the description, not in the comments, of those videos, Angel Goddess's video, and then the others once I get home and I get a chance, or at least I will try to remember to. So, that way you can see what I'm talking about and why this meant so much to me. So really, to understand why I feel that Wizards Unite is more than just a game, it kind of goes clear back to when I first had little kids. My oldest is 21, almost 22. And it goes back to when he was in first grade. So it's been a number, like 15 years is where we're going back to. And or actually even before that, when they were little, I saw the first movie, and I knew it was out in books. And I know that books and movies are usually completely different, and movies usually destroy the book. And I'd watched part of the first movie at my uncle's. I ended up getting sidetracked because of everything. They were watching that movie. I actually came in, and this one you guys may laugh at. So I cannot handle most scary movies. I can't. I will get nightmares. So, knowing what Harry Potter was like, I went, okay, I'm not going to watch. I don't even care. I haven't read the books, whatever else. My mom had been kind of against them. And so I went, not a big deal. I don't need to watch this movie. And then I walked in at the point where Harry's in the restricted section, and the book jumps out, or the face jumps out of the book. I think everyone who's watched the movie or read the books knows exactly what I'm talking about with that. So, that's where I walked into the room, and I saw that. Obviously, trying to leave after seeing that, you've got to you're going, okay, there is what's going on here. So, I had to stop and see what the heck was going on, because that was pretty shocking. Anyone who's ever read or seen can imagine what I'm talking about. So after that, I started reading the books. And I found out that the books had a lot more. Okay, I'm going to have to log out and log back in. The books had a lot more in than the movies. people were missing things. So I started reading with my kids. I loved to read, and I wanted my kids to love to read. So when they were little, even before they were in school, I was reading book 1 with them. Which, okay, I know that sounds really strange, but it's the way I was. Because I knew that would make a difference in their lives. And I was always trying to set them up the best chance in life. So I started reading that book with them. Time goes on, we go through some stress and things like that. I actually ended up getting a divorce in that time, a few things like that. And my kids are in school. And my son, my oldest, is struggling to learn to read. And by struggling, I mean he's way behind. And his teacher and I cannot figure out how to get him caught up. But he loved Harry Potter, and I knew this. So finally I talked to the teacher, and we agreed that we knew his personality. We were going to challenge, pretty sure it was first grade, it may have been second grade, but we were going to challenge him. And it was right before, but it was the school year before, I'm trying to look at the toadstool here, see how long, 23 hours, 3 minutes. Before book 7 came out. And so we were going to challenge him to read the book. I didn't want to do it without having talked to his teacher, because I couldn't be 100% sure, but we talked it over and we decided we'd tried everything else, and that I would just really annoy him with what was in the book. And how much he was missing. So that he would want to, and that's where the hyper comes from, is what you just saw. So that he would want to read the book. Give him an incentive to read the book. And so we did that. And it worked. He wanted to read the book. And so we got him the book and started reading, and he struggled through at first. And it's like, just keep going, you'll get it. Just both of us totally encouraging him the whole way. And we just kept encouraging him. And he finished the book. And he picked up book 2. And he didn't struggle as much with book 2. And he picked up book 3. By the time the summer had come around, he had finished book 6. And so I took him to the midnight release of Harry Potter, the book 7. And we got him that book. By that point, there was no real need to encourage him anymore, because he was totally hooked. And so same thing happened, and then my next child, he was okay with it, but it wasn't quite as huge. But down the road, it still was kind of interesting to him. And so he read a little bit, whatever. We did eventually find a book he loved like that. And then the next one, there was no need to. She pretty quickly picked up the book, loved it, and started reading. And so it helped, but it wasn't as huge as for him as it was for the oldest. And then my third son got into third grade, and he was reading on a first grade level. And I told the teacher, I know what to do. Nope, you can't let your kid read any of the Harry Potter books. It's too far advanced, and we're going to be reading it as a class later on. You cannot. I will, basically indicated she was going to have a tizzy fit if I had him read or read to him that book. She even told all the parents, you are not allowed to read this book with your students. And I even told her he's already heard most of it because we read it as a family. Nope, I don't want it read or anything else. I was very frustrated. But whatever. January, she finally got sick of me so every time we went in, she would throw a fit about where he was at. That he was struggling to learn how to read everything else. We needed to do all this and that and the other with him. So she finally got tired of me saying, well, I'm trying and you won't let me get the one that'll motivate him, so no, I'm not going to. I know what'll motivate him, and until you're willing to let me do it, I'm not going to put up with this. And you're just holding him back. And finally she said, fine, I'll prove it to you, but you're going to screw him off reading for the rest of his life. And I'm going, no, I'm not. I know this kid too well. So he picked up that book. By the end of the year, he was reading, he'd finished book 5, and he finished book 7 before school started. When they tested him at the beginning of 4th grade, he had gone from a level 1 at the beginning. That one's going to be hard to place just because of where it's at. I can't figure it out right now. Oh, it's right. I don't know. I'll have to go over there and look later. He had gone from starting 3rd grade on a 1st grade reading level to starting 3rd grade on a 1st grade reading level to starting 4th grade on a 6th grade reading level. The teacher basically came to me and said, I'm sorry. Every other student I've ever had that happened, would have never picked up another book ever. And I said, I get that, but we aren't talking every other student. We are talking my son, and I know my son. And she realized that you can't just say, this is the way it is, and this is the way it is for every student. And she, after that, told other kids, or told other parents, and she said it was a learning experience for her. She was an older teacher, so it's not like she was new, but she said it's the first time she had realized that that what works for one student and what happens with one student is not guaranteed to happen with another student. I don't know why it took her that long. It did. But so we started with a love. So that was our love of Harry Potter in our family. It got everyone reading and gave us something we could all talk about. So then we waited around for the game, everything else. And the Pokemon Go came out. And my youngest, was very into Pokemon Go at the time. And so we wanted to find something that everyone would enjoy. So we started playing that game as a family. And that actually included my baby brother. Now, I need to make sure, obviously by this point, my baby brother was not a baby anymore. Let me make that clear. But he's the youngest of the family, so when you get that on the list, he's the youngest, he's always going to be my baby brother. Sorry, it's for any of you who are the youngest, I'm sorry, but that's for those of us who are older, your older siblings. You were the baby, and you're always going to be the baby. And because that's what you've always been to us. So and in this case, my brother is like 7 years. Yeah, almost 8 years, is 8 years older than my oldest. So you can really imagine that for me, he's going to be the baby his whole life, because he's not that much younger or older than my own son. And obviously that makes a huge difference too. So but at the same time, it made this interesting relationship between my brother and my kids. In many ways, they're siblings, and in other ways, he's their uncle. And the age difference is so small that, unlike the usual things you have, where uncles are a lot older, they don't understand as much, etc. This uncle likes many of the same things that my kids like, understands, just the same culture and everything else. So he's kind of right in the middle of me and them. And that's the way it is with him. And so it even more so cemented that relationship between, so he was playing Pokemon too. And so we all started playing, enjoying it together. And we found that it was something that all of us as a whole family could play together. My husband could play and enjoy. I could play and be pretty cool with, kind of enjoy. I wasn't as into it as everyone else, but I could enjoy and really appreciate it. And appreciate what it did for my kid, for our relationship, for everything else. It was a family thing we could do to bring us closer as a family. And anyone who's a parent knows that that's basically a parent's desire, is what way can I bring my family together? What things can I do to bring my family together? And so, obviously, like everyone else, I was searching for this. And this was the answer. Aha, there we are. So we are. And so we started playing this together. We'd go out a number of times a week. Sometimes with my brother. Sometimes otherwise. Over time, my brother kind of got away from it and a couple of my kids because it wasn't like, they did not feel it was true to Pokemon Go. There were there were things that bothered them, let's put it that way. And so they got away from it. But by then, I'd already heard a hint of this game. And I had been, I don't remember, I think when they first announced that they may be coming out with a game similar or with an exercise game, it was a long time ago. And I think early on, even with Pokemon Go, I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure I told my family that I was just playing until this game came out. Maybe even from the very first. That may be why I wasn't into Pokemon Go as much, but I was willing to play with them. I can't remember for sure. I'm going to be honest. No. So, but it was a long time ago that I said I'm waiting for this game to be out. Then the game came out. And every one of my kids has installed it and played it. They've enjoyed it. Some of them more than others. Obviously, space on phones has been an issue. So they've had to prioritize what games they want, and some of them have chosen to kind of back off this one, but they still like it. I have my stepson doesn't like this game as much as he does Pokemon Go, but we can play together. Like he will play Pokemon Go while we play this game. My husband plays both. So basically it's been a way to bring the family together once again. On top of that, so to bring the family together, on top of being a way to do that, it's another thing. And going back to the books, before book 7 came out, I was a moderator on a site called Potter's Keys, and there was a huge relationship between everyone there. Everyone got along with everyone, everything else. And since then, me and my kids have noticed that if you find a Potterhead, someone who loves Harry Potter, you're immediately part of a family. You may agree or not agree on a bunch of things outside of Harry Potter, but as long as you are part of the Potterhead community, you are accepted. My kids' first, three of my kids' first concert was Harry and the Potters. One was literally still in a car seat, like a baby carrier car seat. That's how young she was. We just had a blast. We've been trying to get to one of their ones that every few years or so they've come around, and we keep wanting to go and things keep coming up, and I feel bad because it's something we all want to do, but we haven't made it back yet. So there's that. It's a huge community of people who love and accept each other, and I think that's the big thing. And that's one thing that's been talked about in many of the videos, is the love and acceptance people get from other people who are playing the game, who are part of this who are Potterheads. That's my best way for putting it, is we're Potterheads. My kids, for years, their costumes were wizards of some type or other, and they still off and on go back to that. They have since got into Star Wars and into into Doctor Who. But they still carry that love of Harry Potter. And that's something that you don't see often. You don't see the chances of many generations all loving the same thing. Having something to talk about. My mother originally was against Harry Potter, and eventually she started to love it too. And so so in our case, and my grandma, I had one grandma before she died. She was into Harry Potter. So there for a time, we had my grandma, my mom, me, and my kids, 4 generations, all enjoying the same thing. We all had something to talk about. That's something that in this world does not happen very often. It's almost unheard of to have, to have a case where something that many people can enjoy and love together. At the same time, it's something that I can relate with people. So in my church, I teach the 11 and 12-year-olds, and we have just a minute, sorry. It gives us something to talk about. Things, I can use things in that to relate, to explain different principles and stuff to the kids. So there's that. I think just in general that it helps give, it's got great life lessons, great teaching opportunities. It's a family friendly, there's books out there and things like that sometimes you have to be careful of, because especially if you have kids who act out. I can't tell what one that is. Let's do this one instead. Who act out everything they watch. Well, you know what? My brothers honestly did that. I had no issue with my kids pretending they were wizards, even if they were fighting, because there was never any injuries from it. Because, yeah, you cast a spell at one another. My kids thought it was a blast, because all of their friends, their parents were like, you can't play this, you can't play that. And here I was, sure, go ahead, whatever you want. I was the good mom. But it was because I could be the good mom, because of Harry Potter. And so, just everything about Harry Potter, and then this just brings it even more, another generation. And another cool thing about it is that it gives us a chance to get out and about. I'm standing, and I said this yesterday, that I'm standing in a cemetery right now that used to be very little, very few people ever came in. More people have come in. More people are remembering the those loved ones that are here and taking time to think about them. And my grandma that I talked about is buried here. She would love it if things were here. I did learn that it may be that the guardian or the people who take care of the cemetery or someone may have asked that everything be removed from this area. I have not checked Pokemon Go yet to figure out if it's been removed in Pokemon Go and if that's it or what's going on there. I will be doing that in the next little while, and I might do that on this stream, but that's why I love Harry Potter, and I don't feel bad about coming into the cemetery. It gets people out. It gets people around places they wouldn't have ever visited before. Or that they may have visited, but only... I'll do that one later, because those are hard to see from here. So it gets people moving. I know people in Pokemon Go who are in better health from it. My PT loves the fact that I'm streaming. Yeah, at times I'm going in trouble, like my thumbs, or my hips are popping out a bit more because I've walked too long, things like that. But I have a disease. For me, I have to build up. And because of a medical condition, and I've talked about this before. But at the same time, I was a massage therapist, and I worked with our university employee wellness. Had this been available at that time, I think it would have been something we could have used to encourage people to get out and about and to get healthier, to start losing weight, to get the exercise they needed, things like that. So I totally can see the use of it and appreciate it for what it is. Even more so, I like the fact that there's not just one thing. You have options. If you want, you can... it's not just Pokemon Go. And even more so in this game, it's not a competition. We're all here for each other. My Discord server, all those greenhouses you saw planted, that I went in and I marked with what's there, those are going to show up in my Discord server when they're ready, an hour before they are ready to be harvested, and then as soon as they're ready to be harvested, and then it'll say that the harvest has ended, so that people know what's available. We can share, we can help each other. On my Discord channel, I actually have our Discord server, I have a channel that is called, that I've named Rare Foundables. We go on there and we list when we find something that's not as common to see in our area. I've heard of, so for our area, umbrellas. You rarely ever see them. Sorry, there's 2 people mowing lawns. I'm headed back to my vehicle. And I need to move my vehicle so that they can see about finishing mowing. But you rarely see, umbrellas are harder to come by. So there's that. When we see them, we'll tell each other, hey, it's here, hey, it's there. The portraits. When I saw the dragon on Dragon Day after the event. Just a minute and I'll talk to you about it once I'm in the car so it's quieter. Okay, should be a bit quieter now. I have put my phone down, turned that off. I don't get a strike, and also because I don't listen to the radio very much. But so when I saw the dragon, I posted where it was at. Basically, any of the most of the flame ones, when we see them, the harp, all of those types of things. You guys know what I'm talking about. When we see those, we post about them so that if people are around, they can come get them. Another thing is this channel, these amazing support I've had from every one of you. I would have never imagined there was any way that I would get so many views, so many watch hours so fast. I started streaming for fun. I'm like, someone had been saying they wished people in this area had started streaming with Pokemon Go early on, or making videos, and I said, well, you know what? This is something I already enjoy the concept of. Everything else I've been waiting for years. I'll go ahead and do it. And I've been embraced by this community. Angel Goddess, the reason I'm doing this video. How did I meet her? Because of this channel, because of streaming. Steph that's starting to jump on more of my live streams. I met her through this channel. Through Angel Goddess, but through this channel. Just everything. You guys saw Dragon Day. During that, how many people we were able to see and talk with and never have met before, and just say hi and how are you doing, and they were immediately open and talking to everyone and everything else, and we invited them onto our server, onto our Discord server, to be able to share that information with each other. So, and to be able to this game started out with a group of people who had learned that they could be friends. No matter other nationalities, other political preferences, anything else, they were friends. They had something in common, something they enjoyed, etc. And that they were more than willing to share with other people. With Harry Potter, there's no, well, I got this, haha, I'm better than you. It was, let me tell you where I found this. Let me share this with you. Because it's so amazing. And that was the mindset that I found behind Harry Potter, and that came into this game and has continued. This game, I think they did an amazing job, people are like, well, we need to have battles and things like that. Or I have heard some say that. I disagree with that, but I do agree with something someone else said. What they need to do is have it so that you can click on a friend and both of you go into a fortress together. Whether you're friends right beside you or across the world. Let's continue this friendship. Let's continue supporting one another, helping one another. That's why I love this map. And that's why I put as much effort as I do into trying to get this map and get it as accurate as I can. Is because it's a way that people who are out of the area, when they come in the area to visit or for whatever reason, can know immediately where they need to go for what they need. In my Discord page, we have someone who's only visited or who used to live in this area, but isn't living here anymore. We have someone from a little ways away, another town, smaller town, and I'm hoping to, one of these days when I have a little bit more energy, to go through and add in so they can add in their areas, because there isn't something available in their area right now, so that at least they can have that benefit, and hopefully down the road I can remove that because we get enough people that they can start their own Discord channel with people around them. Those are my feelings on why this is more than just a game. This is a way of... So I often when I was part of the health and wellness program up here, they talked about a way of life. And I've really embraced that, even after wanting to help people improve their life and everything, and improve their health. It's always been something that's been on my mind. And I really believe that it's something that is just that way. That is something that can help, that everyone can get along and help each other out with. Now, if you do not have a Discord server, let me know. And I can help you find out if there's one near you. And if there's not, we can help you either figure out how you can create your own Discord server for your area and start getting people joining you, or you can join we could work on, let you join ours and go from there. But whatever it is, this game is one of sharing and helping each other. So I hope that helps you understand my feelings about why this is way more than just a game. And in just a minute, I'm just seeing what I can finish logging here, and then I think I'm going to let you go unless anyone has any questions. And that's another thing, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask them. That's part of this game, is each one of us helping everyone else. And I don't believe, and I often raise my kids this way, that the only stupid question is the question unasked. Because if you don't ask a question, then you won't get an answer. If you ask a question, the best way to get an answer is to ask a question. So, don't be afraid to ask. I'm going to wait and log that later because it's really picky right through there. I can't figure out where it is. But I know that that's an actual business. Let's try this one. See if I can... Nope, can't figure that one out either. Very well. So we will wait to log everything else. Hopefully that helps you understand my feelings. I do want to do one thing, because yes, this is just a game. And yes, it's helping everyone else out, but I think this is good. Yes! We are now ahead of what's logged in London. We have beat what's logged in London. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop, but why do I get joy from that? Well, I get joy because that means that that's 336 places, about 30 more places than they have in London, that someone who comes here to Logan and loves playing Harry Potter and has no clue where to find anything, can log on to that map and see, oh look, I can go here, I can go here, I can go here. Here's a good place to look for inns. Here's a good place to, they can see that right here, you're not going to find very many inns because there's not an inn right here. But there may be a place close, if they're up on USU campus. They will be able to see everything that all of that stuff there eventually. I don't have it all mapped yet. But see that, okay, I'm on the campus. I can go here, 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 and get what I need. They can see that where they might need to go to battle in a fortress. Different things like that. I do want to go over there and show you something in just a minute in the website. So, if you do not have a Discord server near you that you know of, and you would like, and you're thinking, well, I can't do anything. No one's near me, anything else. Go open up your browser. Go to Wizards Unite World. Go to the Discords. Go to Community Discords. Click on that. Look at how many of us there are throughout the world. Some of them are obviously still in the wrong places, because I'm sure there's not one in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, but that's okay. We are based throughout the world. And every one of these points on the map is a group of at least 10 people who love Harry Potter, who are willing and want to help those around them. That's why they have the Discord. That's why it's, honestly, it's listed on this page for a reason. It's so people can find them. So let's say I was going to Colorado and I wanted to find it. I can click on that. You can see, I can see how many members there are, how many members are online. So let's go over just to show you. Okay. Let's look here in Utah, where I'm at. We have BYU Wizards. Anyone that doesn't know Utah, that's another of the major colleges. It's kind of a competition college for here, but that's okay. 27 members and 2 of them are online. That needs more people. Here's the Salt Lake. This is the Utah Wizards Unite. So I probably should be joining this one too, because this one is general. So I'll show you. Now, I didn't honestly plan this, but it gives me a chance to show you. It's that simple. I am added to that Wizards Unite. Now, let's go look at Utah. Or at ours. We have 58 members. 2 of us are online right now. So that shows you how you can check. Bet this, okay, Magic Valley, Nampa, you can see. So it's a great way to be able to just quickly click. Let's come here. Look, we have the Seattle and South Seattle, which really shows you they've got enough over there that they have more than one server. So Morgantown, I can literally just click anywhere and have a bunch of different options come up. So I hope that helps you, first of all, be able to find a local one. But if you can't, like I said, we would be more than willing to have you be part of our Discord server and join us. So I hope that answers any questions. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will get back to them, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.